Hi everyone, welcome to Magic of Boot. I am Ronnie Mazumdar. I have Sudipta Roy with me. Sudipta, how are you doing?
So far, good. Um, I have found a new place, so I'm like really excited about it.
Well, that's all good. All good. New season has started already. We have missed a chunk of, we missed a conversation between you and me about the whole Messi saga,
Yeah,
Messi's transfer. Do we want to talk about that first before we jump into a little bit of the first game of the season?
yeah, of course, and it is one of the how can I say?
It's a
Uh,
historic moment, to be honest.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
to be honest, actually, I would actually never guessed it about a
No,
year
no,
ago.
no, no, no. And also, I wanted to have my initial thought, but then I realized my audio wasn't that great. So anyway, let's jump into it. Lionel Messi won the Copa America with Argentina, goes to Ibiza and also other places for vacation. Still very firm, although a free agent, but very firm in terms of like he's going to continue with Barcelona. He comes back, everything looks in order, and then all of a sudden there's a there's an announcement from Barcelona. Basically, everybody initially thought it was a power play with La Liga, but then eventually, what nobody probably would have thought, Lionel Messi was kind of forced out of Barcelona. Your whole reaction, I mean, there are a lot of things going on, and I'm pretty sure you were following at some point. What was your initial reaction?
Um, I kind of saw that coming, but I thought at least there will be something in the last moment. Um, but in July after Copa America, he went to US and it was for probably 4 or 5 days. I don't remember. But then he came back to Barcelona and probably talked with his father, who is also his agent. And they actually went of vacation for a vacation in Ibiza. And yeah, there were a photo with the PSG players. Also, like after Copa America, Neymar and Messi, they caught up with each other, and they seemed really happy. And like these two photos actually like created a how can I say social media reaction, like is he leaving or something like this. But even like as a Barcelona fan, I didn't see that that is gonna happen anyway. But there are some confusions about these financial situations, like when Laporta came in and yeah, he was talking about, yeah, like we shouldn't worry about it, and they had still had like 4 or 5 months in their hand to sort everything out. Like even they couldn't actually they actually managed to register 3 players at the last moment. Like if Gerard Piqué, he he took a huge pay cut, and then it was possible. Like I don't know what did they do in these 4 or 5 months. But like I know that like we both know like the board is in the bad shape for a while. And it's unbelievable. Like I didn't want to talk about it initially. Like I didn't know what, like I know I saw that coming, but still it's like unbelievable to follow this huge transfer news. And I don't know, like I thought he will leave for US in like 2 3 years later, and that's what I thought. And then eventually end his career in Newell's Old Boys. And so like it's it's unbelievable.
Yeah, I still kind of feel like I was watching Barcelona's first game today, and I still feel like Messi is injured. He's going to be there. That's how unreal it is. But yeah, where to start? What are the major reasons why Messi cannot stay, although he intended to be staying? And you did mention about the pictures with PSG players, but that was just incidental. Like at that point, he was very firm. Even I was watching Cesc Fabregas talking with BT Sports yesterday, and Cesc was with Messi and Suarez in Ibiza 10 days ago, and he knew at that point that Messi is going to continue at Barcelona. There was no indication that his PSG actually was trying from last April with Messi, and Messi didn't actually wanted to hear from anybody else. So, and you did mention about one thing that Laporta came in for 5 months, and Laporta did. If you look at the elections, when he won that election, basically, he said that he was fairly vague about how he's going to solve the situation in financial situation, right? He did promise one thing, Messi's contract extension, which didn't happen. And the other one was we are going to pull our sleeves and work hard and find a way. We have to give our 100%, 200%, or 300% to make sure that Barcelona doesn't go into the bankruptcy. That's what basically he said, as far as I can remember. But majority of people actually voted him to keep Messi. So do you feel that Laporta could have done better here?
Yeah,
I'm not even going into Bartomeu. I'm going to come here, but I'm just talking about Laporta for now.
It is just useless to talk about Bartomeu.
Sorry about that laugh. I hear you, but still, we have to capture some of the things that was mismanaged, just to give it a highlights. But let's talk about Laporta and his election promises and what actually went wrong. If he thought that Messi's contract, I mean, that financial fair play that was put by La Liga, everybody knew it was coming. Then why did it took so long for him to realize that Messi is not going to be part of this team, and just waiting for until August?
Exactly, that is my question actually, and like that represents like there weren't any plan, like any how can I say, like a organized plan to tackle this problem. And the funny thing is that like he told everyone that he has a good relation with Erling Haaland's agent, and also like with Borussia Dortmund, and like it's unbelievable. Like everyone was hoping he will bring Haaland, and instead they bought like 4 or 5 players who is like out of their contract, and I don't know, like.
Sorry, I had to laugh on that. I find it very funny.
Yeah, he didn't. Yeah, if he doesn't know like what's going on in the club, and how can he make those promises? And this is just like I don't know, like in the end it seems like an result of an internal politics, but still, like he would have some idea after like being president for 4 or 5 months, like at least, like even like when I was I was the president of an like so like like a social organization. I actually asked how much we have in our bank, like to make programs. It's just a common sense, like what do we have, like.
Sorry, I don't want to laugh on Laporta. I still love the club somehow, and somehow I'm very I was very touched when Messi had that, like I believe it was last Sunday. He had that press conference where he was basically crying. Couldn't speak for a long time. But
For me, I couldn't go through the whole video because
no.
it wasn't possible because he was one of the best player in probably the best in the history of football. But still, like it's it is like surreal to watch, and I didn't actually go through the whole press conference, honestly. And one more thing, like well, I do understand, like even if you are a great player, if the financial situation is in the bad shape, you must leave. It's like it happened before, but still, like there were, like, right now, Pedri's contract is expiring in 1 year. There is no there was an unsuccessful negotiation between club and Moriba, and also there are some, like, exciting young prospects, but they don't know, they won't they know that, like, they won't get any raise in their salaries or something like this. So yeah, how can you expect them uh, in this early of their career to become that loyal as Lionel Messi? So, like, it seems like they the whole situation is like up in the flame. Like, I don't know, like, how would they manage it, but still, uh, I don't know. There must be some. They should actually have some sort of, like, financial, like a lifeboat, you know. Uh, there is this proverb. It says that, like, the bigger they are, the harder they fall in economic world, and they can actually have the all sort of, how can I say, sponsors and stuff like this. Um, I don't know, like, I know, I can understand, like, it's a post-pandemic economy, but still they could have actually done better.
No, obviously the vicious cycle of financial mismanagement actually started way back. And I can I go through that, some of the highlighting point. We cannot go detail because that would take probably 6-7 hours. So it started with 2010 when they voted, the socios voted for Sandro Russell. Russell previously was with in 2003 campaign with Laporta as an associate, but they had some rift and they had to part away. And Russell's closest friend was Jose Maria Bartomeu, who was part of that 2003 Laporta's campaign and took care of the basketball because he was an ex-basketball player and some sort of collaborator. He has no business with football, by the way. They got re-elected in 2010. In 2011-12, Barcelona bought Neymar from Santos. That's when the shady business started with Rosell, and Rosell had to eventually leave in 2013-14 because of fraudulent transfer numbers with Santos and Neymar. And then Bartomeu came in, and they did face that ban by FIFA for the underage players registration, if you remember, in 2014. And the Bartomeu did very well at that transfer, brought Marc-Andre ter Stegen, Luis Suarez, as well as Rakitic, and can't remember. There are a few other players were bought at that window that was really good. 2015, 14, 15, Luis Enrique's first season. First half of the season were really bad. Second half was brilliant, and they won the treble. And that treble made sure that socios again vote for Barcelona again. The Bartomeu again. And Bartomeu started to have that ban. And for next 2 years, there was no success in Europe. That means the revenue started to drop a little. Although still, Barcelona were the highest earning club in Europe, and they're the highest spending club at the same point of time in terms of salaries and contracts. And at certain point of time, Valverde came in, and Neymar's release clause was triggered by PSG, and Barcelona were going into panic buying. They bought Ousmane Dembele they bought Philippe Coutinho in huge amount of number, and after 1 or 2 seasons, they bought Griezmann in that huge salary range, and also some other spending that didn't make sense. They just bought some random players such as Malcolm, who was going to Roma. They had to call him from the airport to go in Barcelona. Basically, it was ridiculous in terms of some of the transfer that was done. And Malcolm spent one year, was quite successful, but then was shipped to the Russia, if I'm not mistaken. I think
also like there are some transfers like Paulinho, Alex Vidal.
Yes, and also the Arturo Vidal one, they're still paying.
Sorry, yeah.
Felipe Coutinho's the transfer is still paying because of installment. They are still paying for that, and also some of the bank loans and everything. They were earning fairly well up until 2019.
Actually, according to Forbes, they were the highest earning club in 2016, 17, 2018, 19, and 19, 20. Actually,
yeah.
I don't know about last year.
No, last year after coronavirus started, or the pandemic started, they started to get reduction, as well as their European success wasn't really great, and that's why also their salary was 110% of the revenue. That is unsustainable. So they asked the players to take some pay cut. Some players did, some players didn't. They couldn't pay some of the staff who keep like cleaning stuff in the club and stuff like there are other part of the like women's team, physical trainers, stuff like that. There's some unpaid months or something like that did happen. So there's total financial mismanagement, as well as some of the questionable transfers, such as Felipe Coutinho was bought in for Andres Iniesta, which was never the case because Iniesta is one of the finest midfielders, and Coutinho is not really that kind of midfielder. He's more of an attacking trio, but in Liverpool he had some success. But if you look at some of his previous years in Inter Milan or any other areas that he has spent, it was kind of struggle for him. He got one season in Bayern Munich, but Bayern Munich were never really serious about buying him. And also the huge amount of price tag he had, and Barcelona tried to use him in different positions on front three, on midfield, never really worked out. Arthur Melo never really worked out. There are other transfers, such as Umtiti was good for one season, and after that he's been not consistent and been injured most of the time.
Do you remember this big curly hair 16 years old who actually signed
Xavi Simons?
Yeah, Xavi Simons. There were like Eric Garcia left at the time, like in probably 2015. Also Xavi Simons left, and there were some other players who could actually like play for Barcelona in future, but they left actually. But it was like sometimes it was for the age restriction from La Liga, but like these days after Luis Enrique, there were like only 6 players who was from La Masia until Ronald Koeman. They actually got first team caps. Other than that, there weren't actually any progress. So like La Masia was one of their like how can I say main source of their success actually. And if you remember, I don't know, like in 2011 or probably 11-12 season, Pep Guardiola named the squad, named an 11 against a match, and every player were from La Masia.
Yeah, also Tito Villanova to 2012. Totally. I totally hear you, and I think that's the time when Barcelona got the brand image high during Pep's and also one season with Tito. But at that point, everybody wanted to come in Barcelona. Everybody wanted to play that kind of style, and everybody wanted to have a longer contract with Barcelona, right? And that at that point, what Bartomeu did had longer contract with some of the players, not knowing even they will really continue their status for a long time or continue their levels, and also give them a huge amount of salary that nobody else can pay. And that was the miscalculation was done at that point of time, and also some of the additional players buying and lack of planning. Like Martin Braithwaite signing was an emergency signing. They had no backup for Luis Suarez. Paco Alcacer was signed, and then he didn't get any minutes, and he had to be sold, first loaned to Borussia Dortmund and then sold to somewhere else. But what I'm saying is there was no plan, and they were not prepared for Neymar leaving the club because they thought Neymar is going to stay here for long. And Neymar leaving the club, at that point of time, I do believe that Sid Lowe was saying that the best Barcelona can do is not to spend anything or find someone like Inaki Williams, who was 15 million, not going to Ousmane Dembele for 140 or $30 million at that point of time, or they could have waited for a year. But anyway, there was some mismanagement was done. They were earning a lot. There is huge amount of earning in terms of, and that's one of the major reasons is Lionel Messi, because from Asia, be it Southeast Asia or any Northeast Asia or any part of Asia, there are a huge amount of people do not sleep or wake up early in the morning to see Messi. And you have this huge asset called Messi, who brings huge amount of revenue, not for only La Liga, but also for Barcelona, right? There is huge amount of shirts, huge amount of merchandise being sold by the name of Messi. And there's a huge banner of Messi being the brand. And all of a sudden, Messi and Bartomeu's relationship and the Barcelona's mismanagement forced Messi last year to go out. He sent that bureau fax to leave the club. And the relationship deteriorated as well. But what I'm saying is at that point of time, Messi wanted to leave, and Barcelona could have earned at least $100 million, but Bartomeu didn't really wanted to sell him. There was Manchester City lined up for Messi at that point of time with money. And if they had to let Messi go, that was probably the best time to let him go, because then they could have said that, oh, look, Messi has left, not us for forcing Messi away, right?
And also like the whole profit would be around like 200 million if he gets out like at least 100 million. There are like salary and brand image and stuff like this, and he could have actually let the club could get like how can I say at least 200 million, and they could have actually bought like some young players or like resolve the problem. Yeah, exactly. So that's the problem actually. Like
that's a mismanagement of the Bartomeu, and Bartomeu was one of the biggest supporter of the European Super League, along with the Florentino Perez of Real Madrid, the president of Real Madrid, and obviously Agnelli of Juventus. Now, Barcelona, huge amount of debt they definitely have, but most of the debt is actually coverable or recoverable in the short term. And they had this huge amount of asset coming through Messi, huge amount of earning. There's a $250 to $350 million that they actually get revenue through Messi directly.
Actually it is like 30.8% of the total Barcelona revenue.
Yeah, exactly. So he's actually cheap. He's not expensive.
In a way.
If you have Messi, he's bringing money. He's actually cheap. He's not expensive. But somehow Laporta won this election by saying that he will work towards Messi's contract situation. He had 4 or 5 months, definitely.
Yeah.
But he seemed more like interested to the same idea that Bartomeu left with, the European Super League. Because if Javier Tebas, the La Liga's president, wanted to clamp down on that European Super League, and he had a deal with the financial company or funding company called CVC, and they wanted to sign a contract with all the La Liga team that has a salary cap of 70%, and also they cannot allow anyone go beyond that 70% range. And that's actually FIFA's mandate as well, and UEFA's mandate as well. That's for long. But what I'm saying is, Laporta had other options, such as go. I mean, financially, I'm not a financial expert, but he had other ways to go. But he seems like going towards the same route that Bartomeu went. Seems like the European Super League, because La Liga wanted him to sign on the contract and give some sort of injection of money that could have helped sign him Messi, and get that, TV telecasting deals and stuff like that. But Laporta didn't sign it because they're still supporter of the European Super League, and Florentino Perez still believes that could happen. And they had actually a meeting.
Also, and the recent news I found, it's from the source of Marca probably, because Perez is thinking about joining the English Premier League, and I don't know, like.
Oh boy! I mean, even nobody in England. I mean, no. In Spain, you can get away with talking about European Super League. In England, they will kill you. The people will kill you.
Exactly. And funny thing is that, like, with this CVC deal, it could bound Barcelona until 2040. And one more good thing about that deal is that, like, you will get a more competitive league. So you have have the chance to earn more. Like, if you think long term, it could be a big solution. And also, like, it's also solved the short term problems with like 267 million euro probably.
Yeah, when you are in debt, you need money right now. Not on a debt project like European Super League, because that's not happening very soon.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, when I just saw it yesterday, and I was like, what the hell? Like, is it like how can they join English EPL? Like, they're going to play in the second division or something like this.
It's a blank threat. That's what I can read, and it's I sometimes think that Florentino Perez, by hearing his comment, like, he lives in his own bubble. He doesn't know beyond the reality of his bubble. He did mention, if you remember, he mentioned about the Chelsea supporters. There were like 2 or 4 people that was arranged by some other clubs in front of Chelsea's office, and that were not really people. They were paid supporters, something like that, who protested against the Super League. So I don't think he lives in the reality, or he doesn't want to be, because he thinks that whatever he's selling or his idea is actually great, but reality is not. And I don't think that with this 3 teams, Juventus, Barcelona, and Real Madrid, other than anybody else, is actually going to play in Super League. So, well, if you want to play Super League, and if you want to go to English Premier League, good luck with that.
Exactly. And also, I was a little bit surprised when they are like still in this project, and there weren't like any step from UEFA, and it actually surprised me.
Yeah, they should have had a stricter way of dealing with it. But I'm guessing there is a bit of legislative problem, or the regulation of UEFA had a bit of loophole. They couldn't enforce it. That's what I'm reading. Or they could see net revenue loss or something like that. There's either financial loss for UEFA, because UEFA is all about money too. Either financial loss or some sort of legislative problem that UEFA already has. So they can all.
I think it's all about. I think it's all about money. Like even Messi, Ronaldo left the Spanish league, but still Barcelona and Real Madrid have a huge fan base. And
No. Fan base is a different thing, but we're talking about money. With this deal, with CVC, they're making sure that all the teams get equal share of pay, not higher increments towards Barcelona and Real Madrid.
yeah,
But eventually, I'll go back to Messi's situation. So Messi was very sure that even for the last moment, that when his father returned after initial meeting with Laporta, he was still sure that he's going to sign with Barcelona. I think he needed to know a little bit earlier at that club situation, and also the situation with La Liga, that regulation. And because Messi was free agent, if Messi was already under contract, that would have been a different thing. Like they could have trimmed other players. But because Messi is a free agent, they cannot really keep him or register him in place of others such as Umtiti or Sergio Roberto or such as Sergio Busquets or anybody else. And nobody else wanted to take a pay cut except Gerard Piqué. And they have their own right to, because they are under contract. They don't have to take a pay cut.
Yeah, exactly. And also like there were some cleaning, like it's like more like an eye wash. Last season they let go of Suarez, they let go of Arturo Vidal, and players like this, but they still have like Umtiti in the squad. They still have I don't know, players like Pjanic.
Well, still have Coutinho.
Yeah, they still have Coutinho.
Who they don't know how to use them, how to use Coutinho, right? He's such an expensive.
And they also don't know how to sell him.
Yeah.
So
nobody wants it, and everybody knows that Barcelona want to sell him. So $140 million or 40 plus add-on, I guess, if I'm not wrong. I think it's worth 160 maybe with Coutinho. It was the one of it was probably the most
second best.
Yeah. So everybody knew that now Coutinho has no place in Barcelona, and I could offer 10 million or 12 million or 15 million for Coutinho. Not others' fault. Barcelona dragged themselves inside into a problem. But yeah, everybody. The worst thing about when you want to sell a player, that everybody know that you want to sell a player, and then they're not going to buy it, and the real face value or the real kind of you want to give someone in loan, but you have to pay the majority of it as well. So you're technically paying everything, even after removing and forcing him to go outside and play in other teams.
Exactly.
And I couldn't believe that why Laporta cannot find a way to tell Messi sooner that, hey, this is going on, and we will give you a better reception to bid farewell, rather than last moment a press conference. And he's arguably, I understand that no player is bigger than the club, but arguably Messi is bigger than Barcelona.
They still owe him like 52 million euro, and I was thinking like he could have actually buy the club.
he easily can. Yeah
Exactly.
Yeah. So Messi is definitely bigger than I'm going to come into Messi broke all sorts of records in La Liga, and probably even the best player ever played La Liga. And I couldn't believe they somehow couldn't tell Messi that this might be your last game, and find a game that fans can be there and give a proper farewell, not a forcing out like this. This was not what he deserved, whatever he has given to this club.
Exactly. And also, like he was saying about this in the press conference that like it is hard to live, and he always imagine if he's living, it could be something like a fan salvation or something, or clubs or something like that. And it is unbelievable. Or also like when he broke down in tears, it was like unbearable to watch.
Yeah,
And
unforgivable.
yeah, and also like players were like players like PK, like I couldn't see their faces because it was covered with
Mask.
mask. And
Yeah.
but players like Jordi Alba, PK, they couldn't actually believe it. Like they were like staring
Yeah.
in blank.
Disbelief. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. Like I think we should move on to.
No, definitely. But then the next chapter with Messi going into Paris Saint-Germain. I mean, that didn't take long. I mean, Paris were probably ready somehow.
Yeah.
I think they've done their homework, and they had a contract offer ready in case Messi's deal doesn't happen with Barcelona. That's why they could have done it so soon. It took what 5 to 6 days for them to have it all done. I think that was very well done from
Yeah.
Paris, especially from Leonardo and Nasser Al Khelaifi or something. Uh, and also the reception they've given to Messi, it looked grand. I mean, Messi must have been. I mean, he probably know that how greater impact person he is, but this is the first time he could have experienced it with a different club and a different city, right? There's
Yeah,
a
exactly.
literal Messi mania going on. There's a shirts. I think they have sold out all the shirts. Good business for Nike in 24
Yeah,
hours.
they actually no, they actually sold it in like 20 seconds.
Okay.
They sold out all the t-shirts like in PSG store. They said that like it will be available in like 2300 hour, and it was actually sold in 2300 hour in 20 seconds. Like it's unbelievable.
It is unbelievable, and also Messi looks a lot happier after in training, and he does get a very good teammates. I can say Langley,
Yeah, there.
except
Yeah,
Langley, he
there
has
were.
Marquinhos. There's an upgrade definitely. Dembele to Neymar, that's an upgrade. Uh, Mbappe to, I mean, no disrespect to Braithwaite, but still Mbappe, I would take it any day. So there is definitely, he has a better chance of probably winning.
Well, actually, Messi is all about like playing with friends, and he has like 4 friends already there in the club,
Yeah.
like Leandro Paredes, Di Maria, and Neymar,
Yeah.
and probably who is the other one? Forgot actually.
Yeah, and also he knows Pochettino from
Yeah,
Newell's time as well. So there's a good South American contingent, and also a lot of good players he wants to play with. It was very surreal to see Sergio Ramos and him.
I was just going to mention it. It was unbelievable.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I still can't believe after seeing all the El Clásicos and all the fuss about getting Messi kicked out, and that's still. I mean, I don't know. Are we still seeing the same game, or we are in a different parallel universe?
well, it seems so. Like it seems like we are in a matrix or something like this. But the thing is that and that's what I was going to bring in this chat actually. Like, do you think PSG is clearly the, like everyone is saying like now they will win it this year or something like this, and well, is it possible? I know it's possible, but is it
Well,
going to happen?
well, it
Because
might. It might. There's very good chance of it, right? They have a very good squad, and
right,
also, tell me who are their best competitor.
right now I would say City.
I've seen City today. That they don't look good, to be honest. I would rather. I think Pep Guardiola missed a point of not going for Messi. I know he wouldn't admit it, and I think there was a bit of problem last year. They wanted to go for Kane, and then Messi called, and they wanted to go for Messi, and Kane's project was shelved at that point, and eventually Bartomeu didn't let Messi go, and from that point, from that experience, they wanted to not go for Messi and have Grealish and Kane, and Kane is still is a drama, a lot of drama going on with Harry Kane, but I still think with even Harry Kane, yes, Harry Kane. If you're talking about Harry Kane of say 3, 4, 5 years back, Harry Kane, I would have taken it, but Harry Kane right now, I don't think City actually still doesn't make City a huge. I mean, they will do very well in Premier League. Make no mistake about it. They will still be probably one of the top teams, if not the top team. But I can see a weakness in City in knockout games, especially in Champions League. So excluding City, there is probably Bayern Munich, who would be their biggest, like PSG's biggest rival at this point of time. So. And also, PSG can have their own bad day too. That can happen. But with that, I mean, people are talking about their defending. Defending would be fine with Marquinhos and Ramos in, if they both are fit. And the midfield is not actually bad with Leandro Paredes, Marco Verratti, and Wijnaldum. it's a fairly good, decent midfield too. And they have Achraf Hakimi, who can really play well with Messi on that side. They have Angel Di Maria, who probably don't even get into the 11. So
actually, I saw a stat from like 2017-18. Most chances were actually created by the 4 player who created most chance. They're like currently playing for PSG.
Yeah,
like Di Maria was there,
Neymar,
Messi,
yeah.
Messi, Mbappe, So like,
so it's
the thing is that, like,
even if you have a very weak team, say for example, if you have a very weak team in the midfield, who is going to compete with that trident, Messi, Neymar, Mbappe up front? Even one have a very bad day, you have still Di Maria on bench, and you can still have someone like Mauro Icardi who can be a goal scorer too, right?
Also, Julian Draxler is there.
Yeah, and also Sarabia is still there. He's a utility player too, right? So tell me, this team cannot score goals. This team can't score goals. So football is ultimately a goal game, right? They can outscore each another team, whatever team they face, no matter who it is. I can really see that.
Also, like playing 3 players, like 3 attacking players, it will reduce the chances in defending. This could be a problem. Also, like there were like formation, like they, in order to like habitate Messi, they will probably go for a 4-3-3 formation,
or 3-5-2.
Yeah, but I would say like 3-4-3 would make more sense.
That's true as well. But either way, I mean, they could find a way, and I think I have high regards for Mauricio Pochettino as a tactician. I think he will try. I mean, it's a challenge too to have that top 3 and not even winning it. And they do have very two decent goalkeepers. I mean, Donnarumma and Keylor Navas, they're brilliant. So I don't know. There are too many players.
Yeah, for some reason it seems like NBA or something like this, like American sports or something like this.
Or Galactico.
But there are some problems. Like last season, I saw that in that PSG team is that like maintaining lines and stuff like this. like very basic stuff. Pochettino couldn't actually.
I think Ramos will improve a lot in terms
Yeah,
of defending. I think he's going to be very, very important player for leading the lines that he used to
yeah.
do in Real Madrid, as well
So,
as, yeah, go ahead.
so like, what do you think? Like, should they go with like back four or back three?
I think they can switch. I feel they can switch. And also I'm very interested about, people are talking about, Neymar and obviously Messi getting involved. But I'm really looking forward for Ashraf Hakimi. He reminds me a lot about Dani Alves, and Messi had a huge success with Dani Alves and brought.
And one more thing I would like to add. Mbappe is still living so far. So
If even Mbappe leaves, I mean, they can buy anyone they want.
yeah, there is this contingency plan if Mbappe leaves.
So here's my indirect question. So did Laporta facilitate the move of Mbappe?
Yeah,
So that's what Florentino Perez all over basically planned. But I don't see Mbappe actually moving unless he has a huge ego, because he
wouldn't actually leave this year probably. But
I would still
next year,
think he probably will stay and win that Champions League, and then he has all the future to play for Real Madrid if he wants.
yeah, and there is also like a contingency plan to buy Cristiano Ronaldo.
I wouldn't really
PSG.
go for that right now, but yeah, that would be awesome.
It's like I don't know. Like I saw that like it could be possible and it was going to happen.
Yeah, if
For some reason,
Mbappe leaves.
yeah, if Mbappe leaves. So and they could have afford him also. Like
Yeah.
like this is one of the 2 or 3 clubs who can afford Cristiano Ronaldo right now.
Because whatever they've spent on Messi, I guess in first week they've got back in terms of merchandise and a lot of deals, and a lot of people will now watch Liga 1 for Messi from distance, from even the people who never went to games such as not OGC Nice versus PSG, or such as Strasbourg or someone like that. They will go and actually watch games. I think this is a massive boost for French league.
Yeah, we also discussed about it like a few weeks ago, like how they fall into this situation, like with this TV deal. Probably it would be easier for them to get a deal now. I don't know, like and it would be great in a way if they could make a deal with like a franchisee deal, like the English Premier League. It would be great for clubs like Lille or Olympique Lyon, Marseille. They are actually producing players like in past few years, like world class players, and yeah, it would be great for them actually, in a way.
Totally agree. Anything else that we didn't talk about the whole transfer of Messi? I mean, what actually still I cannot forgive, obviously the mismanagement of the Bartomeu era and everything, but what I cannot forgive about Laporta, that he's still pursuing the European Super League,
Exactly.
and he has taken that option over Messi, and Messi. What? How many Messi could have come and play for Barcelona if in next 50 years? I don't think anyone would be as close as Messi. There is a statistic saying that Messi's weight is 65 kilogram. Each Ballon d'Or is actually 12 kilogram in weight in gold. So he has the weight of gold of his is actually greater than his own weight. So he's a man of gold. He's the best asset you have on the league, on the team, and on the history of the club.
also if you count like goal per assist, he scored, he like contributed in more goals and assists than than compared to the number of the game he played. So like he
Unreal.